in 3, 2, 1, go! So welcome to Ghost Babel, everybody. Near and dear to my heart. This will be a run on easy. This is going to be the second run I've ever done on easy difficulty. The best way to describe the easy run is essentially it's Ghost Babel on training wheels. So a lot of the rooms that would be pretty complicated on like normal difficulty are not complicated on easy because there's fewer guards, fewer cameras, and Snake's HP is just, he takes damage not as much as on higher difficulties. So that helps a lot. This will not be going for a stealth run, so this is not Hound rank 1. Instead, we will be going for... Actually, I forget what the rank is. I think it's Swallow. Swallow rank. For non-stealth runs. Which means we're going to be going on alert quite a bit throughout this run. I do want to do a Hound run sometime. Because, you know, it's something different. 35 is the time we're aiming for on stage 1. So that was very good. Glad I got that. So stage 2 is a little bit different on easy compared to normal. Stage 1 is pretty much the same. Stage 2, however, there's fewer guards, which overall just makes the stage not as difficult as it would be on normal. So some of the lines that would be like some of the first few difficult lines in the run aren't really there on easy. Like here I can just run right. Normally there'd be a guard facing down, and then you'd have to run along the bottom bush. So we can just run straight east. Now this room coming up is kind of like on very hard. I'm gonna have to do a buffer. A one-punch buffer. So, boom. And this is going to get me past that guard. We just get around that guard like that. That way I don't get hit by him. Going on alert here allows us to have the doors be open. One of the strange things about easy in this game is that the alerts and evasions tick more quickly, which actually poses some problems because some strategies that we use later on revolve around having a longer alert, and for Hound rank, the stealth rank, it actually makes certain strategies pretty complicated. That's why I'm somewhat interested in the Hound run, since you have to extend alerts. Because if a guard sees you in evasion, that counts as 2 separate alerts. So normally there would be a guard on this screen that you'd have to get through the fast line, but not a concern of ours today on easy. So, now that I have the card, I'm going to equip it. Normally we would not need to do this right now, but because I cannot go on alert easily, I have to actually open up the doors manually. Something I'd rather not do, but I have to. Now the thing about card doors is that you have to wait a moment for them to open. If you decide to start running into a card door, Snake will try to go against the door like as if it was a wall to lean against. And that loses some frames. forget the exact amount, but it does lose frames. So you want to wait a moment for the door to open. So a pretty good stage 2. Much cleaner than in my PB, because I was not ready for the different routing in the first fort screen as we enter the fortress. 129. Stage 3. This screen is normally pretty difficult because you have a very tight cycle you want to hit, but one of the guards is missing, and that makes this not difficult at all. Normally you would be worried about being just a little bit off on your frames, and then the guard on the left that would be there would turn and spot you, which is bad on very hard because that costs you an alert, and normally on very hard you go for big boss. And on normal, having that happen means you're more likely to get knocked to the floor, which is the main thing we're trying to avoid. Now, some strategies do employ some risk reward with whether a guard hits you or not, but we'll get there. So, this is going to be the water skip, the wave skip. As long as we time our movement well, we are going to skip these water waves as they cross the screens. And if we do particularly well, we'll skip another wave and save several seconds. Here we go. Very good. Oh, what? That's disappointing. So I'm just gonna have to wait a moment here. My movement might have been just a little bit off trying to get to the next spot. That's okay though. It's not that big of a loss. I knew I could go for it due to the audio cue of the water, but I think my movement was just a little bit sloppy, so I didn't quite make the skip. That's okay though. So a very key strat is running on diagonals, because that'll help us manipulate guards to avoid them hitting us as we go along walls. I want them to hit the wall or hit the air, not us. Fortunately, I did get hit there a couple times. But again, it's not too big of a deal. This guard we can just run through. He will always miss. I've never seen him hit me. Normally there are guards in this room, but on easy it's just an empty room. Yeah, the alert music is basically an 8... Well, I shouldn't say 8-bit because the MSX I think is 8-bit as well. But it's a Game Boy version of the Level 3 alert from Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Several Metal Gear 2 tracks are in this game. The VR missions have Metal Gear 2 tracks, and the boss theme for this game is a version of the Hind fight music from Metal Gear 2. So, keeping it classy with the 2D references. So, we are going to be entering the spiral here. Again, hugging the walls on diagonals. That way we don't get hit. So he's just going to boom, hit the wall. Like I said, the alerts and evasions clear very quickly on easy. I've also noticed that guards seem to spawn less often when you're on alert and evasion. It's kind of strange. I don't know how consistent it is. I hope it's consistent. But it's like on easy, the guards just do not show up as often. We found our contact. Normally there are guards in this room again on easy. It's just Chris, our contact. So 340. You know, that's all right. That level can definitely be improved. I had a sloppy wave skip and I got knocked down and shot. So it could be a little bit faster, but not a huge loss. Coming into stage 4, there is actually a few new strategies if you've watched any percent in this game that I will be employing. One of which was figured out by a new runner to this game. And that's CDOS, or Kezia. She came up with a faster line for one of the outside sequences in stage 4, which also applies to the very hard run, because for some reason, those rooms are basically identical. There's one extra guard on very hard, but it does not actually affect the line that I'm talking about. And this actually saves a couple seconds on very hard, so huge shoutouts to Kezia for finding this line. It's a nice little optimization. Well, I improved on the line, but the concept of the line is hers. It's always cool to see. We'll just run past this guard. We're going to be seeing that a lot. Just running past everything. A lot of rooms in this game clear alerts. You know, the term I use is whether alerts stick or not. And thanks to following Chris here, most, the alerts will just clear once you go to these next cutscenes. However, it's important not to be on alert whenever you're trying to use an elevator in this game, because it won't work. Another interesting side effect of playing on easy is that when you knock out a guard, they die, unless they have body armor. On all other difficulties, they'll just be knocked out, but on easy, Snake's punches are that powerful. Very impressive. I always crawl like this in front of the elevator. It's kind of a goofball move, but it actually has a purpose. It's so that I'm fully facing. I need to update that. I'll have to update that, and I'm always forgetting that. Always forgetting to update the follow command. You should follow Sparty and Lan, but if you want to follow me too, that'd be cool. What was I saying? But it doesn't matter. Ghost Babel, right? Thank you, Joe. They aren't dead, they're just neutralized. Neutralized forever. Okay, we're about to be outside. Our second trip through the tower is nearly done. Actually, now it is done. I often get the question of, like, why am I playing in Japanese? It's faster real time, but it doesn't make a difference for in-game time, so you can play on any version of this game and still be competitive, but you save the most time by playing on Japanese. Okay. Usually there's a camera at that wall, but it's gone. All right, we got position 3, pattern 3, so I'm going to hit the 4th switch, the 3rd switch, the 2nd switch 3 times, and then the 3rd switch. And that will solve the puzzle. Depending on what button this guard presses, that's going to adjust the pattern that we will be doing. Yep, the script is shorter due to the characters. One of the European languages might be faster than English, but I have not personally tested that. If I were to just hazard a guess, it would be Spanish. I don't think German would be faster because German words tend to have, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm fairly ignorant when it comes to German, but I do think that they tend to have, like, more, like, long words, right? Alright, I failed this strat. It's very tricky. I'm gonna get hit a lot, but it doesn't really matter. I am losing time now. That's a very tricky line I came up with today that, I failed trying to get those grenades. Anything involving these dogs is tricky. Though, since I just came up with that strat today, it's very tricky for me. And even if I, like, make it... it's a very tight line to avoid getting hit there, as much as I did. Basically, the goal is to get the dogs... The first dog on the right will miss you, and then the other dogs will just follow you. But you need to be really primed on your movement, and I moved to the right a little bit too late. It's a very punishing line if you fail it. I don't think... Oh, right, I don't need to do this. That's a normal line. Now you might be like, why didn't you pick up the ration? It's okay, I'm very tanky. I'll be fine. I'll save the frames. Excuse me. What's the idea behind the line? The idea of the line is to avoid the dogs hitting you and to pick up the grenades. We will be in need of grenades. Thank you. Alright, so here's Slasher Hawk. I have less health than I'd like here, but that's okay. Because it's easy. This fight isn't easy. This fight actually requires a lot of practice to be good at with the timing of the grenade throws and not whiffing and knowing how the boomerangs fly and all that fun stuff. Oh no, the bird's on me. Nice timing. That was a pretty good fight. I would say that was a pretty good fight. So, even though the dog screen was pretty bad, which lost me a few seconds there, that fight definitely made up for it. And having those extra grenades is going to come in handy in this stage, actually. For some reason, I keep on getting distracted because I have my GDQ badges hanging on the wall, and it's like tilting. It's like, because it's hanging from the wall, and the light off of that I have like bouncing off the wall is like bouncing off that, and like it shines. I think I need to turn the lamp. It just like it's like catching my eye in a very distracting way. Okay, so stage 5, pretty infamous casually. But as long as you know where you're going, it's not too bad. I missed. Okay, that was unfortunate. We want the door to basically open when we get there. But it's RNG when that elevator door opens. Yep, this is the box stage. Sayama da gang. Thanks for the luck. Hope you enjoy the run. It's been going pretty well so far. Just as a point of comparison, 20 minutes is, well, I don't know now because the very hard route has actually changed quite a bit, but that was roughly when I would meet Slasher Hawk, is around 20 minutes. And we're already on stage 5. Just as a point of comparison. So we have to go pick up stuff like this red box, and then we need to upgrade our card and then get the blue box and then pick up some C4, and then we will be ready to finish the stage. That turn around the corner is pretty tricky. Normally there would be a camera on that wall on higher difficulties, but it isn't there, which puts a timer on that whole screen. However, as long as you do the cam shot strategy or glitch, it's not that bad. The cam shot is something a newer runner, Lucky Rapid Flower, came up with that allows us to basically break cameras. It's a absolutely massive find. I will use it a little bit later. I actually will be using it in this stage shortly, so I can avoid being spotted by a camera. Basically, you fire an unsuppressed gun, and the camera just won't see you. Now, every camera is unique. Some cameras, they will spot you if you're, like, too far away, or if you're too close. It just depends, but it lets us avoid having to use chaff at all in this run. Like, chaff are worthless, basically. On easy, definitely worthless. You do not need chaff. So we're gonna upgrade our card. We're gonna let this guy go by because it's faster that way. So I shot, and then see, the camera didn't see me. I almost shot too late. I hesitated for a minute there. So the camera's supposed to see you when you move like that, but the magic of the cam shot breaks cams. And you don't have to do it, like, near a camera either. You just have to do it on the screen. It's very strange. It does not work with suppressed guns, and it does not work if you have no bullets. Like, you can't just, like, empty fire a gun. Very weird glitch, but it has definitely shifted how we've routed this game, especially when you're talking about categories that involve stealth. But it has affected every category. It has made picking up chaff a bit harder to justify on lower difficulties. It's still useful picking up chaff on very hard, though, due to resource management issues. I'm gonna pick up these stun grenades. Blue box. I'm Normally there would be a guard at the bottom here, which there's actually a new strat for this guard, but it's irrelevant since he's not here on easy. Like I said, easy is very much Ghost Babel on training wheels. Which I'm not saying is like oh, if you run easy, you are not a true Ghost Babel runner. More to say that Ghost Babel is a pretty challenging game to learn, and having training wheels is not a bad thing whatsoever. Plus, it is the fastest difficulty by far. The thing is, when you run on easy, you're not seeing like some of the really cool lines and strats that are on higher difficulties, even on normal. So, I still think people should run normal if they're interested in easy. Just start with easy and try normal afterwards. And get a little bit more, a little bit more substance to the run in certain respects. Come inside the box. It's important to be one with the box whenever you're running Metal Gear games. Box life is very important. So you might be wondering why I just kept on hurting myself in the elevator, and that's because we were about to do some death abuse. So I'm basically buttering myself up for the death abuse. Doing so, I went the wrong way. It's fine though. Should have went down. Alright, here we go. So I just die, exit, re-enter the room. Then after that, you will be in good shape with a punch buffer to avoid the lasers. This will allow us to skip the thermal goggles. Save several minutes. It's pretty dang significant as a time save. And the doors are open. Pick up our C4. We're gonna need that. And there's not going to be any guards here. This part is a bit easier on easy compared to normal, any percent, where you might get knocked down. It's a little bit more random. Okay, now we're going to do the death abuse once more. It's going to be a little bit different from the other side, though. We're not going to exit re-enter. I watch the radar to cue myself up and to know I'm going the right way. Not that it's like I'm gonna get lost or anything, but I just want to make sure I'm not going too far. That's a thermo skip. And it's an intended skip, no less, in the game. It's pretty cool. Drop our C4, get past the second tile line, then blow up the C4. So that's a pretty long stage, one of the longest in the game. But if we didn't do the thermal skip, it would be the longest stage in the game by far. We have found our contact, person we're trying to rescue, Jimmy Harks, who developed the new Metal Gear 720. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So I'm a bit nervous about this stage for one key reason, and that is the boss fight. This boss fight is different on easy. Normally, the boss in this stage, Marionette Owl, will start spinning up very quickly after you've shot him once. But on easy, he maintains speed, so he keeps on spinning slowly. So I'm going to be trying a setup that I hopefully won't whiff my shots. We'll see. If I do, it's not that big of a deal. The task could, if you were like really good or you're going for an individual level, you could do 4 shots at the start on higher difficulty, but it's completely doable on easy due to how slowly Marionette Owl moves. So I'm gonna pull out my stun grenades. It's the next thing I'm gonna need. There's some R5 ammo there, but we don't need it. I'm gonna pick some up later. So this stun grenade, oh no, I screwed it up. Hopefully I won't get hit. I think I threw it maybe a little bit too late. It's unfortunate. That stun grenade's supposed to manipulate the guards so they don't show up. But I think I just mistimed it. I think I threw it too early. Throw the stuns there so the doors are open. I don't want to have to open doors, so... let's see what happens here. Okay, good. It just barely worked. I was concerned about being on evasion. On normal, you would not be on evasion. I don't think. I stand up once I see Snake's feet. That's the visual cue to know you're on track. In case anyone's wondering how I'm playing this game, I'm playing it on a GameCube through the Game Boy Player using Game Boy Interface homebrew software, the Speedrunner Edition. This is a very good piece of software, can recommend. It's essentially a replacement for the Game Boy Player disc as it normally would be, and it is a fantastic replacement. I mean, replacement doesn't even cover it. It is a complete improvement on the software. More resolution modes, options for input display on the speedrunner version. You can verify TASes with the GBI software. It's really incredible. Can recommend. Also, it just looks better on GBI due to how the Game Boy Player handles. The original software handles Game Boy games isn't that ideal for how these games really are. And I'm using HD, so we have the most crisp gameplay possible. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get this strat. Well, this is different. I think I played myself, so to speak, because Marionette Owl spun in a different way. So I guess that means there's going to be different setups. I don't like the sound of that. I just played myself. Yes, so emulator is allowed for Ghost Babel. Only emulators that are banned are RetroArch, because I think basically all the RetroArch emulators, aside from the 3DS one maybe, runs the game slightly too fast. And then VBA runs the game too fast as well. But GameBat, BGB, and BizHawk all run the game as intended. So I recommend BGB because BGB has a speedrun mode, but they're all totally fine. And if you want to learn this game, I highly recommend getting an emulator anyways, because it very much helps with learning. Good to see you, Deep Six. I'm feeling a little bit sniffly today, but it's been good. It's been a good day. Wearing my new turtleneck. Which fits me pretty well. Nice and cozy. I just try to run on actual hardware whenever possible, unless there are circumstances beyond my control that'll force me to run on emulator. Which has happened. It does happen. We just have to go back down the hill. Not much to talk about in this stage. Hopefully we don't get blown up. I mean, there is something that's kind of weird that was found recently by Lucky, that you could, if you die on the same frame as you exit from that stage, you will die after this whole cutscene plays, and then you will be brought back to stage 7. And we were worried that the IGT would break, and then you would get this, like, you would go back to a checkpoint, and then you would get, like, a 25 stage 7, which shouldn't be possible. The thing is, though, that if you do that, it adds it to the total IGT, so it doesn't actually help you. But it is funny looking. Because the moment this cutscene happens, you just fall over. You can do the same thing, or a similar thing, after stage 9. Die on the last frame. And what happens is the game crashes. So, it's not a good thing. The game will crash after a cutscene plays. They'll just black screen. I don't think I've tried that. I've only tried that on emulator, though. I'm not sure what would happen on console. I think it would also crash. So this is stage 8. I don't know why I'm menuing right now. I always try to do that during the elevator sequences. Not only because you wait out this little animation, but it's just a convenient time to menu. Oops, a little early. Okay, this is going to be a little bit awkward. I'm not used to this. We'll see how this goes. Need to back up. I haven't done this strat in a while. Hopefully I don't mess it up. I whiffed that shot. It's a little bit faster to throw that, destroy the, oh, okay, I'm good. Ooh, that was close. Blowing up that electric box is a beneficial thing, since we're in this stage for 2 levels, or we're in the power plant for 2 levels, so avoiding the electrified puddles helps us. So normally there is a guard in this stream, but there isn't on easy, so we just kind of make a break for it, rather than having to do some setup or anything goofy like that. It's nice. There's a guard here, but he doesn't really matter. Normally there's a guard sleeping in here, in that top left corner, but he is absent today. He's AWOL. I did not turn all the way, which is annoying. So I wasted a grenade. I wasted 2 grenades, which is not ideal. Excuse me. Again, just guards don't show up, so that movement there is a lot easier. Okay, so there's a exposed pillar there. We will be planting C4 in the next stage to blow up the power plant, so that's one of them. It's completely random unless you do an RNG manipulation that does not exist yet for RTA. But you can RNG manip the pillars. Alright, we're about to do the Nikita Skip. You're supposed to go to the second floor and pick up the Nikita, but we are going to completely avoid that. The fun strat. Here we go. So that lets us get past the floor. I did a shot so that turret doesn't shoot us. We're gonna blow up this wall. I'm gonna bait this guy so I can get through. Stun them. Okay, that pillar isn't there. Pull out our grenades. Yep, next stage is planting the pillars. I've only seen 1 pillar so far, but that... Not necessarily... I had the best basement pillar, which is good. This is Pyro Bison. I'm going to throw a grenade at the start to set up a loop. I whiffed. It's okay. So, the trick is to watch his elbow. As his elbow goes sharp again, you're going to shoot right afterwards. Hey, the Fury is afterwards. There's a long tradition of fire characters in Metal Gear games, all the way from Metal Gear 1. It's more of a reference to Fire Trooper than anything. The Fury ripped off Pyro Bison, not the other way around. Also, it's kind of more like, he's sort of a mix of like, the way the fight is, it's sort of like Vulcan Raven, a little bit. All the boxes and such. That wasn't like a ideal Pyro Bison, but it was fine. I used a different setup for the second Nikita Skip floor that I came up with recently. Fortunately, the guard hit me twice, which is not what I want him to do. No, there was no fire guy in MGS1. There's like no fire in that game. Really. It's all very cold. So I'm gonna pick up this ration now for free. Since we're waiting for the elevator. It's perfect timing. 2, 3... Oh, wrong one. I did it early again. I try to watch the red dots as they go up and down. That's my visual cue for when to go. So we're supposed to blow up this generator, but we can't, because we can't Nikita skip this. Skanita nip this one. So I've seen 2 spots so far. There's one. It's 3. Let me check down here. Nothing. On higher difficulties, there's a guard here. Instead, we just run. A lot more just running and easy. Things don't matter as much. Okay. A few more spots to look at. That's good luck. Pick up some grenades. Did I, let's see, I put 1, 2, there's one in the basement, that's 3. So it's either over here or in the basement, I really don't know. Nope. Might be having a brain fart, or it's, in the good position. I just didn't realize it. Because I didn't see over there anyways. No? Okay, I think I know where this is now. There's only one other spot it could be in. Process of elimination. Now that this box is in there, I can just run straight down. I'm not used to it. So you don't do that on very hard. And that's the category I've run the most recently. But here we go. For some reason, you can't do that same electrified floor trick that I used the previous stage. And this might seem bad because I'm on alert and I can't use elevators, but since this is the last pillar, it makes no difference. It just cleared. Yeah, that's like the only place where there's fire in MGS1 is when Rex is like blowing up. I guess the Hind also. Oh yeah, you know what? That also, that scene with the Hind crashing, that has fire in it. Because there's the very goofy line that takes care of the cremation. So that wasn't great luck overall, but it's passable. I definitely have enough grenades. Like, I have an extra pack I can pick up. So I picked up too many. But that's okay. Because I kind of wasted some anyways, so... It's good to test the limits. It helped that I didn't waste any on Slasher Hawk, but I did waste like 2. 329 is decent. Ideally, you'd get a 2-minute stage, like a 2:20 or something, but a 3 is, like, pretty good luck. Alright, so we're going into stage 10, and we'll be fighting the Havoc helicopter. I guess I'm trying to think of which grenade pack I'll skip. I don't know which one is actually slower. But there's 2 grenade packs. There's 3 grenade packs you can pick up in this stage before the helicopter. The thing is I added 2 grenade packs to this route, I believe. So you definitely could cut out... That was with wasting some grenades, so you could definitely cut out another package. If I were to cut one out, I would cut out the one in the west part of the Pyrobison room, or the one that is just outside the Pyrobison room. Those would probably be the ones I would check out on. Or the dogs one. The dogs one is really hard. Dogs one is very tricky. Even though it only costs like 2 seconds or whatever. Like, it's still a very hard pickup. But if you can make that consistent, it's worth it. It's just difficult. Thankfully, you would not need to worry about that for the individual levels, since you're just worrying about clearing Slasher Hawk. You don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, so I have 2 packages I need to pick up. One is just like along the path. Very conveniently. I'm gonna pick up this one. I think this one is less out of the way. That one I just have to turn up rather than turn around. But I can't confirm whether that's actually the faster one. Anyways, here's Havoc. Try to time our grenade throws appropriately. So far we're getting... That was a really good fight. I had the best RNG. That was... I could have, I wish I didn't get knocked down as much, because the fight could have been over even faster, but what you want there is for the Havoc to only launch missiles, because if it goes on the machine gun 109, that's pretty absurd. If you ever see the machine gun, that means the helicopter is going to be up on top for a shorter period of time. So the missiles means if I get all missiles like I did there, that gives me the greatest chance of taking out the helicopter before it goes. It'll fly away and then go to the west or east side, and of course that takes time for the helicopter to fly. So that's essentially the fastest fight you can get. Plus or minus some, execution. But I executed well enough to get what I needed, so. Why can't we throw grenades at the hind? Well, because you're not Ghost Babel. That's why. Gotta be Ghost Babel. You can shoot grenades at the hind in Metal Gear 1. That's how you take it out. It just floats in place, though. The Havoc is the most exciting helicopter fight in the 2D games. The other ones are really easy and pretty boring. I mean, the helicopter in MG1 literally just sits there. You just hide behind a crate and fire grenades. It's nothing. Alright, so... might look like I'm really running low on ammo, but I'm about to get a refill in a hot second, so don't worry. Alright, I'm supposed to fire twice. It's fine. He didn't hit me, so I just stunned him. It was part of the strat. Forgot they have body armor. Alright, so this is the other Nikita Skip, but this is just skipping using the Nikita. So we go from the wrong way and walk on a quote-unquote electrified floor. This game is great. So that's our R5 ammo. That's only there on easy. On higher difficulties, it would not be there. But that is the most convenient R5 pickup on easy, so that's why we pick it up there. Need to swap back to my R5 because we are going to take this guard out. 2 shots on easy with the body armor. And I'm going to pick up these Nikita missiles, which may be a good idea. I don't actually know yet. I'm not so sure how the math works out. It gets really complicated in this game because of the Metal Gear boss fight. All the resources are building up to the Metal Gear fight, and by picking up those missiles, I could skip out on going into a room later, but the problem is that I am going to lose out on 1 Nikita missile, since I do have to use one on floor 50. While we're on our floor 50 elevator ride, I do want to remind you all that you're watching twitch.tv/Metal Gear Speedrunners, the place for Metal Gear speedrun content from the Metal Gear Speedrunners community. I'm Plywood. I'm one of the admins at Metal Gear Speedrunners, and if you are new here, welcome. It's very nice to see you here. If you haven't followed this channel, do drop it a follow, because we have a whole lot of content, especially in, not this weekend, but next weekend is going to be a marathon called Metal Gear T, celebrating affiliate on this channel, so please take a look out for that. We're going to have a bunch of Metal Gear speedruns, non-Metal Gear speedruns, and a relay race. And I got it just in time. That was like my elevator pitch. I did my elevator pitch. For the channel. What's coming up? There's a minefield here. Ah, I ran the wrong way. I think you're supposed to hug the wall. I did that last time too. So I'm a little bit hurt, dog. I'm a little bit hurt, but it's not that big of a deal. Oops. Stopped in place. Okay. Pick up these grenades. They're there on normal as well. I was supposed to delay there for a moment, because then you won't get shot. But I forgot. Newer strats. Alright, so we're gonna blow up a lot of walls here. So we need to go upgrade our card yet again. You upgrade your card twice on this level. For this stage, excuse me. They're gonna see us a lot. Please don't hit me. Thank you. Snake is an absolute beast on easy. He'll just take C4s to the to the chest. Is A-okay. So we use our Nikita here. Though maybe you could actually Nikita skip this, but I don't think it would actually be worthwhile. We go into this room to remove the alert. Pull out my gun. This is the next thing we're going to use is the gun. We just have to wait out these lasers. It's completely random. On higher difficulties, there's also a camera in here, which complicates everything. But no big deal here. Ah, come on. Mistimed the shot. That guy shot me. He didn't punch me, though. A-okay with me. Ain't afraid of no explosion. Explode myself all the time. It's A-okay. Snake has guts. He's a man of steel on easy, and on very hard, he's frail. Yeah, if you want to learn this game, I highly suggest starting on lower difficulties, and this is just in general. I believe this with Metal Gear runs. Start on lower difficulties before you go to high difficulties. You could start with very hard, but you really have to be dedicated to that idea. Otherwise, it might turn you off because it is pretty dang challenging. I mean, if you don't go for big boss strats, it's not so bad because you can use rations, but things kill you very quickly on very hard. And you have no resources, basically. Like, most of the resources I picked up in this run are not there on very hard. Like, we have to I'd have to pick up resources that are out of the way on... that would be out of the way on easy. Those are essential on very hard, because that's all you get. So... very hard just gave you, like, a couple extra grenade packages. It would be huge. It would be absolutely huge if there was just, like, a couple more that weren't, like, super out of the way. Because the more out of the way you have to go, the less it makes sense to even bother. He goes from Man of Steel to Man of Glass, exactly. I'm gonna pull out my ration just in case, but I'd like to save it for the next stage. So this is Viper. He's one of the antagonists of the game, but he's not really the true antagonist. The true antagonist, we never even fight. But he's the one that's actually trying to destroy the world. So in the way, he is the antagonist, but it's complicated, as it typically is in Metal Gear, but we're going to be running diagonally across this room. It's going to look weird, but that's fundamentally what we're going to be doing here. Just follow him. Back and forth. Back and forth. Easy peasy. Didn't even need the ration. Almost a sub 7. It's pretty cool. It is not the president. 2 different officials in the US government, though. The president does not factor into this story at all. Not that I remember. Alright, so we're about to face off against Metal Gear. I need to check my grenades. See how many I have. Hopefully RNG. I had a incredible luck with Metal Gear last time. I had no missiles, which was phenomenal. It's quite rare. Right, I need to see. $23, so 27, 32, 36. No, 27, 31, 35. Yeah, I'll go pick them up. Those elbow pads. Got to hear more of that theme. It's pretty cool. Pause a little bit more than I'd like to, but it's okay. Not pausing for minutes, just pausing for a little bit to think. Alright, so first thing we need to do is take out the legs. Just have to move well, and you can manipulate the shadow. To finish with landmines. Okay, so next up we need to take out the body. On easy, we never get the UAV drone attack, which is good. It removes 1 RNG element from the equation, but we could still get hit by missiles, which we don't want. So I'm just gonna spam grenades until that opens up, and then I'm gonna fire Nikita. You can't actually hit that shoulder element with a grenade, but you have to move, so it's better just to stand still. And then let the splash damage of the Nikita take care of it. And we're gonna move to the other side. Once you hit the machine gun while it's firing, the shoulder turret will pop up. That's how I knew I could get ready with the Nikita. Alright, so we got bad luck. We don't want to see this phase ever. It's a big waste of time. very tanky though. Alright, now we finish off with the final phase, the flamethrower. You actually do have to hit it. Oh, this actually makes this part more annoying on easy because... Oh, wow. Nice RNG. Nice HP, because I fired Nikitas at the machine guns. So I probably lost, like, I don't know, 20 seconds, 15 seconds on that stage. I'm not sure over my PB. So I had really good luck on my PB, but... So that's actually kind of bad. So the fire attack, you're supposed to throw a grenade while it's like open. And on higher difficulties, it just keeps on opening. So you can just kind of keep on throwing grenades pretty consistently, but you have to wait a little bit on easy, which is why I had to go pick up one extra pack because I whiffed. Oh yeah, Metal Gear looks absolutely massive. Though honestly, it's a much better design compared to the Metal Gears of the other 2D games because they look tiny. Like the original Metal Gear and the Metal Gear 2 Metal Gear both look fairly small. Also, they're just way more pathetic compared to this Metal Gear when it comes to the speedrun. No, Viper does not control Metal Gear. The leader of the insurrection is controlling Metal Gear. I did not go into the story of this game. Maybe someday I'll do a story playthrough again. The only thing is that I probably want someone along with me to read text because there's a lot of text in this game. Alright, so final fight. This is very random because he can teleport into various positions in this arena. So we hope for good luck. Which doesn't always happen. Go to up here to hopefully manipulate him to go down, which didn't. Otherwise, we just kind of go back and forth, deny him spawn points. Spawn below me. He didn't. Alright, well, that is time. Still not a great fight, but a little bit faster than my PB. Didn't really throw me any bones with the luck. Reading text. They have to be someone who wants to play act a little bit. But yeah, that's a run. I think that's gonna be a PB. I didn't keep track of my IGT. Usually I use a spreadsheet or Casino Coin's little nifty program to track my IGT, but I didn't do it this time because I just wanted to focus on my commentary. That seemed pretty good. There's a few spots that were worse. Metal Gear, for one. But I think overall I saved time. Even though my Metal Gear was slower, my Stage 9 was definitely faster. That makes a big difference. So yeah, that was cool. I don't know if we got a 37. That would be cool, but cannot confirm yet. My fastest time on normal is at 36. But you could definitely do faster than that on easy. Easy cuts out. It just makes certain rooms faster. Generally speaking, it makes rooms faster. Doo-doo. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do another run, because I am not feeling super great right now. I know I kind of did a short stream. I could do some VR practice. Maybe I'll do some VR practice, since I will be running the VR next week for T. Maybe we'll do that. I could do a hound run as well, assuming I don't screw it up. That's the thing. There are, and I'm not, I don't know. There's gonna be some weirdness in the hound run, that's for sure. Definitely some weirdness in hound. All right. We'll take an informal poll. Do people want to see a hound easy run, which is a stealth easy run, or do they want to see VR practice? My hand flexing in as we wait for the credits. You're okay with both. Okay. Skeet's just here to have a good time. I appreciate that. I'm a little bit nervous about just like going into a VR run since it's been a while. There's like certain things I have to practice, like mines and certain strategies. But I do have to practice that at some point. Alright, what do we got? PB's 38:59, 37:52. Nice. So we saved over a minute. 37:52. New PB, new world record for Ghost Babel Easy. Sparrow rank. Not Swallow, Sparrow. Swallow's MGS2 VE. They're both S's, though. Wowie wawa! Wowie wawa!